You ready?
Ready?
Yep, let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go, big fella.
We're sorry in advance.
Oh, here we go. Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Dan and the Doctor. I'm here with the federal member for Hunter and an aspiring supermodel, Dan Repacholi. Dan, I've got to say, I missed you, mate.
I missed you as well. I was away for a little bit and now I'm back. And
I was like gutted. I was like viscerally sad that you weren't here.
look, and you know what? That makes me feel special, Gordon.
Oh,
it really does, because my staff didn't miss me whatsoever.
Oh, really?
So it's really good to be back in the seat, and we've got a fantastic guest today. Can you introduce who he is? Because
Yes, we do.
This is someone who has been like a bit of a mythical creature in this building.
This is true. The enigma, if you will.
Yeah,
the
yes,
enigma.
exactly right.
And the enigma here today is the federal member for Spence, Matthew Burnell. Matt, welcome to Dan and the Doctor.
Matthew, that was very formal, wasn't it?
It was
Gordon?
very formal, wasn't it?
My goodness. Thanks for having us on. It's this has been a bit of a challenge getting on here. I think we've been waiting, what's it been, about 12 months?
It is. This is the
Getting
best
told
I've
that I'm
seen him
gonna
get dressed. Look at him. Look at this. He's
I'm
so
always,
sharp today.
I'm always
Look at
well
that
dressed.
watch.
Come on.
Watch the tailored shirt.
Yeah,
Oh,
mate.
la.
Yeah,
We'll talk
geez.
about that earlier offline, and I can tell you, got a couple of shirts made while he was overseas, and it is looking sharp on him too. I like it.
Thanks,
It's just got a good
BBs.
pop.
He does pop.
Yeah.
The rig, mate.
Oh,
the
the
rig is
rig, yeah,
active.
yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I don't know about that.
Now, one thing we always like to sort of ask our guests on here is, why you got into Parliament and all that sort of thing. So, Dan and I
Why
just...
or the how?
Oh, let's go with both. Let's go the how and the why.
And give us as well. Give us the pub version,
Yeah.
not the version you tell to every community group you go to. Give us the proper.
We don't want the
Burnell.
sensitive one you say on the news either.
I think the reality is I'd been a stone chucker at the party for a very long time. Very critical of policy direction over a very lengthy period of time, and I happened to be in the wrong place at the right time and got asked if I'd consider coming into politics, and I was stuck with a dilemma where do I stick to my core beliefs, and that was that you can only affect change from the inside, or be a wuss and stay on the outside. So unfortunately, I think I backed myself into that corner where I had to actually say, yeah, okay, I've got to give this a crack and see if I can actually redirect policy in the right direction. I don't know how well I'm going at that at this stage, but...
Now, a stone thrower in the party. I think you're a bit of a stone thrower outside the party too there,
Well,
bud.
I'd probably chuck stones at a lot of people at a lot of things.
Moving right along.
Yes.
It's throwing stones outside the party. So I believe you were in security once upon a time. Is that right? You were a secchi. You had the little armband on too?
No, we didn't have armbands when I did it.
Jeez, that's a long time ago. Go on.
Long time ago. Yes, no, I had a good career. It led me to working in the cash in transit industry. So I spent 6.5 years with Main Nicholas, that was bought out by Linfox, and it was a pretty good job actually. Like, a lot of people wanted to work with Armaguard, but I don't know. It's one of those jobs where you very quickly grow sick and tired of being around money, because it stinks. It's one of the most filthy jobs I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Money
Just
is
because it
really
goes through too
dirty.
many hands?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of different things on it.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, when you're counting money, at the end of the day, your hands are black. There's a smell about money that I don't like.
So are you saying we should go cashless? Is that what
No,
you're
absolutely
trying to say?
not. No, I still believe in our Australian currency.
Go straight to the line.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, Bob Catter definitely is a man of cash in this building.
He is.
And for all the right reasons. We should be ensuring that we continue to support using money at the registers where we can. So, yeah.
And as you've all heard me say many times, cash is king.
It is
with the
king.
people,
Cash
work
is
with
king,
it.
yes.
Yes, that's it. But also quite easy to tap and go occasionally when you need to as well.
Well, how do you go when you go to events and you've forgotten to get a bit of money out of the ATM? Or everywhere we go, you get hit up for raffle tickets.
That's it, yes.
There's nothing more embarrassing than reaching for your back pocket and going, "Oh, I'm in trouble here. I haven't got a 20 on me or a 50.
I try and have a 50 in my phone case.
That's smart,
So I try and do that, or I just hit chat up, either one.
Let's go.
Now, on your previous employment, you were a seafarer, is that right?
I was,
Yeah. Where
yeah.
does that fit into the timeline? And You got any crazy stories from being at sea?
I left Armaguard in 2006 through a friend of the family. I was able to explore an option to get away to sea. It wasn't an easy one, to be honest. I made about 150 phone calls before I actually landed a job with the company that I got. But I had to pack my car up, head across the Nullarbor from Mildura across to Perth, and went and did 3 months at Challenger TAFE in Fremantle, and then started my seafaring career. So you do about an 18-month apprenticeship on board the ship before you get your full ticket, and then away you go.
And what are you called once you get your ticket?
So when I went through, you start off as a trainee integrated rating. So back in the 90s, they amalgamated the two roles. So you have above the waterline, which was able seamen, bosuns, etc.
Able seaman.
Able seamen.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
And then below the water, you had donkeymen and greasers and stuff. So that got amalgamated into an integrated rating.
Hang on, before we go any further, can you run through those again? Can you
Did you say donkey? You said seaman,
Donkeymen, greasers.
donkeymen,
Yeah.
and greasers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me, elaborate.
Yeah. So what's a donkey man? What's the difference between a donkey man and a seaman?
Well, so predominantly donkeymen and greasers work down in the engine room. So working with the engineers, doing a lot of the oil changes, etc. on board the ships.
So they're
And
the
then-
fitters.
Well, some of them are, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then up on deck, able seamen work underneath a bosun or a chief IR now, and you do all the ship's maintenance on all the gear on deck.
Okay.
And what's the greaser?
A grazer literally
Literally greasers.
grazes, goes around grazing and wiping and...
Is there a bit of cross contamination between the donkey men and the seamen?
Well, I'd have to leave that up to your imagination, Dan. I've never seen you lost for words, big fella.
I had to cough as well, but anyway,
Oh, rightio.
we'll pause this for just 1 second. But all I wanted to do is get to say seaman, and you did it. So
Multiple times.
That's all right.
Can you show us a magic trick?
A magic trick?
Yeah.
No.
we heard you were into magic in your younger days.
Oh, Magic the Gathering, like card game.
Oh, we didn't get that.
Yeah.
We didn't get that right, did we?
No, yeah.
I thought you
Yeah,
pull out some cards
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like,
Pull out the hankies out of your.
So
and
did you
things.
not play Dungeons and Dragons or...
No.
This is taking a fascinating turn. I didn't think it
But
would.
you're the age where Pokemon was a big thing.
was,
so
yeah.
did
Yeah,
you
I could
play
imagine
Pokemon?
seeing Gordon going around with his iPhone trying to find his Pokemon. I've got it, Mum, I've got it.
And back to that.
Hello, Pikachu.
I found the Pikachu, it was the hardest one to find. I'm so special.
Let's go.
So
lost
was it
train of
magic
thought.
tricks you're into?
No.
Oh,
No.
Magic the board
Magic
game.
the Gathering. So it was a card game.
Okay.
So you play against other people and, yeah.
Well, Pados, honestly, you got a lot to answer for on this one.
Yeah.
Where are you? Meant to give us some good info.
Well, he
brief is
used to
not
play
complete.
as well, so he would have just expected that you guys would know.
We're not all-
Clearly you haven't done your
We're
research,
not all
have you?
into card games.
I'm
Sometimes.
definitely not Houdini.
So do you still play this game?
No, I don't. No.
So, but he's a gamer.
Yeah.
Gordon. I
Yes.
don't know whether you knew, but he spends a bit of time on the PS, the PlayStation.
I love
And
PS5.
what number? You have PS5, but I'm sure you've got a back catalogue of all the PSs.
We've got a 4 and a 3.
Yep. And so, what's your game of choice?
Right now, Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5. And what is Gordon and I aren't gamers, so what is Far Cry 5?
So it's like a post-apocalyptic sort of cult thing where you run around and try and free a region of people that have been oppressed by a cult oppressor, I guess, is the easiest way to describe
Okay.
it. So it's set over in the States at the moment. So
Yep.
it's
Is it like
probably a
Doom?
bit
I remember
like-
Doom.
Doom was good.
Yeah,
Doom
Doom,
was
1
awesome.
and Doom 2.
Yeah.
I remember them. I played them a little bit, but not much.
I played them a lot.
Yeah, okay, yeah, very good. And what does your wife think about the gaming?
Well, she gets into it as well.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
So you can game together.
Well, it's getting harder.
romantic.
So one of the problems with the PS5
They'll be like, they'll hold hands
platform-
like this while they're playing.
Yeah.
One of the problems with the
My
platform.
joystick's going off.
Jeez. No, the biggest problem now is that co-op play is not the easy. Local co-op is not. So I don't know if you understand, but local co-op is where you have a split screen and you can both play side by side. A lot of the games on PS5, you've got to be on separate consoles in separate rooms. So it does complicate it.
Do you have two rooms set up?
Not at the moment.
At the moment.
So you're organising that then?
Well, I keep trying to press for a second console so we can.
Right. So you'll be able to play with each other in separate rooms.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That's a good way to be. Yeah. I might bring that up with Alex.
I'm not going to say that. Sorry.
So and do you have that full set up with the like recliner chairs and stuff that all the gamers have in their big headphone sets?
No, I do have a headphone with a mic on it, but I don't.
Do you engage?
Generally, I don't use it.
You don't engage with other gamers?
If I play PUBG, well, before being elected, I used to play PUBG. I don't really play a lot of online games anymore because of the nature of our work. I try to keep my my online profile low.
What's your online name?
Yeah,
what's your
He's not going to tell us obviously because he wants to keep it.
I want to know it.
He doesn't go on as Matt Burnell, MP for Spence.
No, I certainly don't do that. Don't do that. No, my gamer tag is something for me only.
Okay, then. I will find out.
And they're a bit weird, these gamer tags, aren't they? Like, some of them are very out there.
Well, some of them are, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty standard, I think, but
okay.
It's one I've had for a
you'll have
very
to let
long
us
time.
know off air
off
so
air.
we can judge or not
100%.
judge.
So you can put it on here at a later date.
That's exactly
No,
what
we won't put it on here because we're better than that. We're better than that.
Well,
we look after our guests.
Oh, okay. He says through gritted teeth.
What would your gamer tag be?
Oh, good question. Dan Repacholi, Federal MP for Hunter.
There is no other
You've got to
tag.
get as much branding as you can.
you
Speaking
do.
about branding,
I would go Burger Man.
Burger Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's okay. But speaking about
Maybe I'll
branding,
get
we've got a
Mountain
bit
Man
of
here.
branding happening here. Can someone just get a close-up
The
on
only
this
MP
shirt that we're sporting here?
The only MP in the building who has to walk around with his name on his
That's exactly right. In the actual building there is.
You are unreal.
And the staff in this
Hi,
building are
I'm
trained to know
Gordon.
who we are, right? So, Gordon,
How's
are you
it
just
say?
trying
Check
to
this
make
out.
it easier for them?
He's
There's
even got the
pens.
doctor's pen holders. Like,
It's when we're door
do.
knocking, easy access for the pen.
I don't know whether I like the pens, right, but I do like the Aussie flag on this side.
Yeah?
We can get a shot of that one
There
too.
you go.
So, yeah.
See?
Yeah, but
they
do you
look
feel good? Do you feel good in
I
a
don't sweat.
polo
I
shirt
don't
that
sweat.
says
See, when I
Dr.
wear-
Gordon Reed?
I find that hard to believe that you don't sweat.
When I wear this or when I wear that, I'm always sweating.
Yeah, okay.
Sweating.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What is it about the suit that makes you sweat, mate?
I don't know. Just, gets into the pits and
I agree.
gives me the
agree
big,
with Sue,
the big ring, and so to speak.
It's a bit different from what you and I used to do.
I didn't have
The old
suits
high
weren't high
things,
on
it
my
was-
agenda.
No, you didn't have to
scrubs,
own
no
an iron.
pyjamas.
Didn't need an iron, didn't need a hairbrush.
No, that's all right, yes. Yeah.
Life was pretty simple on the tools, wasn't it? So,
Very much was. And so you spent a bit of time with the MUA.
Yep.
Spent also a bit of time with the TWU and
Yes.
big, massive supporter of the TWU as well.
Yeah.
What got you involved with them guys?
So with the GFC in the offshore gas and oil sector, we didn't get hit by that until around 2014. So a lot of the funding of projects had started to dry up. So by the end of 2015, we started to really wind back on work, and the writing was on the wall that we we're going to get redundancies rolled out at some stage. So by early 2016, the writing was clear that you could either take your own destiny into your hands or wait till you got tapped on the shoulder and said you haven't got a job. So I took the decision to take a voluntary redundancy in March, and I went out and I worked pro bono essentially for 6 months on the 2016 election campaign, which inadvertently led me to the TWU. So I was here, actually here out on the front lawns in early 2016, doing a protest. When I say a protest, we were part of the Aussie Jobs Assembly trying to save Australian shipping, and all these stages started getting pulled out onto the front lawn. Trucks and all the gnats and the libs were starting to file out the door, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then the TWU had rocked up to advocate to stop the abolition of the Road Safety Remuneration Tribunal. And I don't know if you remember, but Glenn Lazarus, he crossed the floor and gave his support to the opposition, and they came out and abolished safe rates that day. So because we were there doing our own thing, I inadvertently jumped in and went on a march down to Nat Roads and to yell about our absolute disgust for taking away safety on the job for truckies. And it started a journey from me transitioning from being unemployed essentially to getting a job opportunity with the Transport Workers Union. So
Yeah, good stuff. And to all the MUA members and the TWU members out there, thanks for all your support. We love what you guys do, and thank you.
No, couldn't say it better, Dan. We need our unions. Without them, our wages and conditions, we don't have them. And there's some of the best conditions in the world. So we should be very proud of what our unions do in this country.
That's it. And while we're talking about unions, thank you to all the unions. Yeah, so a little bit off topic here, but there's a little thing just next to you, Matt, in between you and Gordon called the Bushmaster.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a story behind this Bushmaster. You just want to go through what you thought of it, Matt? Because it's not in your office and it's in mine. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, filthy about this. So this was at the RSL Poppy Ball last year, and this wicked auction item came up, which, in all honesty, went far too cheap.
It did go far too cheap, yes.
I didn't rock up with enough cash, did I? You outbid me, and you've never let me go without.
And I never will let you go without that being recorded.
Clearly, you
either.
wanted to rub that in my face today.
I did,
so
yes.
thank
That's
you.
why we deliberately put that there. And so Matt put one bid in, and it was way too low. He's being a tight ass straight up. So I doubled it.
In all
and then he
fairness,
said that he just stood there like a little person going,
well, in all fairness, I had
it's a nice day.
2 weeks earlier, I was at my local RSL's end of year dinner, and they fleeced me. I spent a fortune there supporting a really good cause. Look, swings and roundabouts. I'll get you next time, mate.
That's
Don't
exactly
worry.
right. And it's good, Matt. It's good, Matt, that we can help support
Absolutely.
groups like that. Like the Poppy Ball was fantastic.
Yeah.
The Poppy Ball was great. We had a table of MPs there,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic to be at. And you organised that, and thank you for organising that, because we probably wouldn't have always gone anyway unless somebody organised and got us involved in it. But at the end of the day, I got the Bushmaster, he didn't. So we'll just move on.
Thanks, Dan.
So you were in the Army?
I was in the Army Reserves.
In the Army Reserves, yeah.
I was a little bit lost when I left high school, so I wanted to be a police officer. Back in the 90s, if you're straight out of school back then, it was like you haven't got any life experience. I'm like, really? Like, I'm 18 years old. How am I supposed to get life experience? So feeling a bit lost, my parents wanted me to go and do a university degree, become an accountant, and
Can you imagine Matt as an accountant?
no.
I could.
No.
Could you?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no. So
Definitely not.
Counting his lost bids.
and that's how I felt about it too. So a few of my mates were talking about joining up to the reserves, and I was like, well, this might be a good opportunity. So I had a bit of a chat, went down and saw the local recruiting officer, and thought, I want to do this. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. So I went in. I only did 2.5 years, so I had some other competing priorities. It didn't quite fit with the mould of service, unfortunately. But yeah, it was 2.5 years of fantastic mateship and camaraderie, and I'll hold a lot of those memories very close to me until the day I die.
Yeah, good stuff. And so we got really good quarantine restrictions in this country, and bringing food in and out of the country, and also all around the country.
I know where this
Bringing
is going.
food is something that we really make sure that we keep on top of, just to keep those diseases and things out of from some of the other states.
Yeah.
And I've just heard a few little things that there's one of us that's sitting up here, and it's probably not the two on this side of it, that someone was trying to get their meat out on the plane.
Sorry, what?
So,
Someone was
As
trying
you
to
know,
smuggle meat throughout Australia.
Oh.
Yes.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. But you all know I love barbecue, and I appreciate a good cut of meat. And I had some very nice Scotch fillet back home, so that I'd bought in bulk, sliced up and cryovac. And I was like, well, I feel like steak this week in Canberra, so I decided to pack some into my little coolie bag and had it in my carry-on and was going through the X-ray machine, and the security guard was like, "Excuse me, sir, can you come over here? What's in your bag?" I said, "Oh, it's a cooler bag. It's got some steaks in there." He's like, "What?" I was like, "It's got steak in there." So he's opened it up, had a good chuckle about it. Everyone else has seen it. Zipped it up on my way. But just to be clear, I didn't have fruit or vegetables, so that is a big no. That is a big no-no, and especially bringing meat products in from overseas, you can't do that either. So just to make sure it's clear.
And thank you to the Australian Border Force and the quarantine officials as well.
Just to be like the steak was fantastic. I actually reckon that you might have enjoyed some of that steak on a steak sanger for our morning breakfast on Tuesdays.
Oh, was that one? Was it?
That was one of those steaks.
Oh, very nice. Well, I did enjoy it. Yes. So. You brought up barbecue, and I wasn't going to because we don't talk about food on this podcast very often. So
Okay,
I wasn't
that's not
actually
what
going
I've
to bring
seen.
up the barbecue because you have. Talk us through your meat obsession or addiction that you've got here. Or,
Well,
Like, what do? Do you burn it? Do you rub it?
do you slap it?
Yeah.
So you go, you're going to cook beautiful tonight. Bang.
no, I don't do that, Dan, but I do take...
So serious.
I take good care of anything that I put on the barbecue. So for clarity, I have...
This is not a PC podcast.
Yes. Give the people what they want, Matthew.
Talk us through that. So, can you talk us through the whole process of the meat, of preparing the meat,
Preparation. So you've got
doing
to
the
put a binder
barbecue,
on, right?
what you
So
do? Talk us through
so
it and how you just work that meat gently into...
Massage it.
Do you
Massage. You
massage it?
massage
Yeah, I
it?
do, depending on
Is
what
it,
it
firm,
is.
is it firm or soft?
Depends on
Well,
which
it
side.
depends.
Look at these
Depends on
hands.
which side you touch.
It depends.
This is true. This is true.
It depends a lot on the type of meat that you're using, doesn't it? So
And how do
you know
tend-
this, you cook
Yeah,
barbecue.
I do
so
a little bit of barbecue.
I'm pretty certain that you'd massage
But,
your meat too.
I definitely do. I definitely do massage my meat, and some would say I even tenderise it occasionally.
Oh, jeez. No, I don't know. You've got me.
Now we've got the words.
You've got me. No, look, I enjoy barbecue. It's a really good outlet, and especially when you're doing low and slow because it's a whole day love affair, which I think my wife actually appreciates because I leave her alone for a whole day. But yeah, it's something that I definitely enjoy, whether it's coals or pellets or gas, but predominantly I cook with coal.
Nice. And do you, when I
You'd
do
appreciate
my
that
cooking,
being
yeah.
a coal miner.
Of course, yes. You can't get a better flavour than that.
amazing.
It is fantastic. When I'm preparing my meat to go onto the barbecue, I'm always having a beer with it. So sometimes we start at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Sometimes.
at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But
I'm more
it's
interested
just a
to know,
tradition.
do you use a binder or not?
Yeah, usually a mustard binder is what
Yeah,
I
right.
usually use, just because it's easy, or a bit of olive oil.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm a big fan of the olive oil,
Yeah.
but there are people out there. I don't, Brisket Bear, you might be watching. That's one of my
Brisket Bear?
Brisket Bear, yeah. He is a wizard on the barbecue. Does some amazing stuff. You get on Instagram and
Is he
follow his
Aussie?
stuff.
Is he
Yeah.
Aussie? Yep.
He's an
Okay.
Adelaide guy.
But we'll make sure we take. Did you say Adelaide guy?
He's an Adelaide
Okay.
Adelaide resident. He's
we won't judge that.
Amazing at what he does on the barbecue, and
Unfortunate.
so he's quite into testing different binders. So there's a bit of a theory out there that mayonnaise is the better one to use. So,
Really?
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but maybe
I'll have to give it a go.
Maybe during the winter break I might give that a crack.
And so on steaks, right? This is a personal question. On your steak, are you a salt and pepper guy, or are you a salt guy?
I like pepper.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll have it with salt and pepper, but I do like a good bit of steak with salt, to be honest.
I think I do it with salt only because the pepper sometimes burns when you put it on there. So I'll put pepper on afterwards. But
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
salt, just salt for cooking
Yeah.
for my
For
life.
cooking, yeah, salt, yeah.
Yeah, no pepper on it to cook it.
no.
Yeah, because sometimes you get the bit burnt and it gets that.
Well, and my wife doesn't like pepper or hot sauce or anything like that, which I obviously have an inkling towards.
And you have a bit of
She
a
accuses me.
obsession with making hot sauces too.
Yeah, well,
which we've been lucky enough to have some of that.
I've got
great.
5 chili bushes that are ready to be picked when I get home after this sitting week or sitting fortnight. So hopefully I can get probably 12 bottles out of this next batch, but it'll be a bit hotter than last time.
Yeah,
So-
nice. Well, I know 2 gentlemen that are in a podcast with you right now that'll probably enjoy it. And
Well,
it's
I'm
not the
sure
2
that
sitting
I'll
over
have.
there.
No, I reckon I'll have some samples for
Great
for
chili,
everyone
but-
when we come back.
The next day. The,
Yeah.
the exit. the exit.
So I don't reckon the one that I've got at the moment's that hot.
Yeah,
It
okay.
didn't taste that hot. It was
No.
a beautiful flavour.
Yeah, no,
very
It's when it
it's
left,
really
it was when it
simple to
left
make.
me.
Yep.
That's when it really.
Bit of onion, bit of garlic.
And you were telling us offline as well that you are looking at doing a big bit of pork belly and making
Yeah,
some
so-
bacon, maple.
Maple bacon,
Yeah.
yeah, streaky bacon. Yeah, I want to try and get hold of some good quality pork belly and put that through the dry cure and then sit there and smoke it up.
That's
and
a very
yeah.
fine dining activity, wouldn't you say?
amazing.
It is a fine dining activity, and I like the way you've just slid into that one there, Gordon, because
Someone
there is a
would think
gentleman
that you
here that
might
doesn't
be wanting
mind
some.
a bit of high class fine dining with him and his lovely wife.
Oh, lovely.
So
Here we go.
yes,
Do you like get the wine? Do you swirl it around? and-
So generally I drive to most things that we go to. So if it's usually Castle have the wine tasting, and I'll be sensible Sam and stick to the soft drinks and water. So.
yeah, good work. And there's some really good fine dining areas around where you are.
Mate,
So you got
I live
a
30
lot of
minutes from the
choices.
Barossa Valley, so
Yeah. Did you say the Barossa Valley?
yeah, the Barossa
The
Valley.
second-rated wine region in Australia.
The best wine region in
Yeah,
Australia
so
right now.
follow,
so
just following behind the hunter there they
Yeah,
are, I
okay.
think. But yeah.
I'll back you in on that one.
I'll
Dan.
let-
I'll back you in on that one.
I'll let you sit in that little delusion that you've got there, mate. So I think Don Farrell would agree with me that South Australia grows the best wine grapes in the country.
He is biased. He had a winery.
He's not. No, he's not.
He's very
not biased.
biased.
He's a wine connoisseur, unlike us 3 degenerates.
Please. You see this? This is a palate that just knows what it likes and doesn't.
Okay,
I've learned
Burger
so
King.
much. I've learned so much from the winemakers and the hunter around the swirl, the nose, the
go.
notes.
Well, you probably know more about
That's
wine than
it.
I do.
Yes. So I don't mind a wine here or there.
Either
so
it
which
tastes
is
good or it doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're the only 2 things that matter.
And I'm with that. I don't understand the notes at all, or any of that stuff, or the legs on it, how long it stays on the glass for, but whether it's good.
I didn't even know there were legs on mine, so
Yeah, I haven't seen wine walk before.
You haven't had enough wine then.
Sorry?
You haven't had enough wine then.
This is true. This is
I'm aware if you drink too much of it, you can't walk.
Now, on the topic of Hunter v Barossa, we ask every guest this question. Now, I do want to preface it with, what do you enjoy doing with your time, and do you enjoy being around expansive, endless beaches? Do you enjoy really getting out and experiencing some of New South Wales' finest restaurants, whether it be on the beach or in the major city centres?
Did you say New South Wales finest restaurants?
I did, Dan,
It is
and
on the
I'm rolling
Central
with it.
Coast. Where
Beautiful
we know
national-
that there is no good restaurants there except maybe
Beautiful national parks.
there's good fish and chip shops.
Some of the biggest national parks
okay.
in the country, absolutely stunning scenery. Or do you want to go to a coalfield and maybe have a picnic
So, mate,
in an open shut mine?
let me just have my little say on this now.
Yeah,
You
right.
know well and truly that the Hunter is a lot more than just a coal mine. as the people from, is it Terrigal?
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, it's beautiful. What a beautiful beach.
Yeah, lovely beach.
A lovely place. A
Yes.
beautiful place.
We already know that's where
Shout out to
culture
the people of
goes
Terrigal.
to just have a holiday. Or die.
Don't say the people are terrible.
I'm at a loss where we're going with this
I'm
one.
not.
But
So we'll get to the point.
Yeah.
We drag this on a bit. Or you can come the Hunter, right?
Here he goes.
Some of the finest wines in Australia and the world. Voted best Semillon in the world. Straight out of the Hunter.
Yeah, right.
We
It's
have
Barossa- old Barossa
Michelin
Valley,
star restaurants. We have 6 or 7 of them, all within 15 minutes of each other.
wow.
We have the oldest vineyards in Australia. We're about to hit our 200-year anniversary on that in 2028. I
feel like you're
Australia
overselling
was the
it.
first. This was the first wine region in Australia.
This is a new version of it.
So, and you know what? Because I'm going to lift my game. Because all you do, you go to this petty, low ball attempt.
You both
to try
smell
and
of desperation, if I'm
pull
being
the
honest.
Hunter right away.
So
And
but-
we have fantastic agriculture. We have some of
I'm
Australia's.
still not sure where this is going.
We've got
We're
agriculture
getting there. We're
too.
getting there.
Citrus farms, beautiful, lovely.
And everyone loves
I
an
know a little
orange.
bit about a citrus, so.
Or a mandarin. Or a, what are the big grapefruit? Yeah. What other citrus have we got in there? Lemons?
Oranges.
Oranges?
all those, yeah,
Limes? I said
beautiful.
oranges. You can't
Tangerines.
double up.
You didn't say orange, did you?
I did say, I said orange at the start.
Either way, Central Coast or the Hunter, where would you rather be?
Where would you rather be? Where would you go and spend time with your lovely wife? If you had to pick one of them, where would you take her?
Well, I'm not sure because the next vacation we're taking is down to Kangaroo Island. So
That doesn't sound like the
doesn't-
Coastal Hunter.
No,
It's not
that's
really,
in
it's not really
South Australia
helpful to
because,
us.
you know,
If you had to pick one
to
out
pick.
of our two locations, where would it be?
look, I don't know. I'd have to do a bit more research.
Everyone,
you haven't sold me.
everyone answers the question.
You've got to actually pick one.
You got to
Well, it really depends. I hear that you're going to have thermal pools up there soon, so maybe I think the Hunter.
Oh, we've got one of them.
Might be nudging now.
Hey, high fives, big boy.
Damn.
We're back, Hunter, we're back. Gordon's been peddling his little bloody cart for a while on this and really just pushing the visitors that we have on the show the wrong side, and now we're back, guys, we're back.
I think there's a new tourism thing coming out. It's called the Adventures of Plutonium Pete and Little Ted. You know, we can go on an excursion around the country to all these supposed thermal nuclear pools. They're going to pop up all over the country. So,
Well, we have had a few discussions on that one lately, and it's just kept things quite interesting, that's for sure.
well, it has. You know, a 4.5-page dossier on pretty much nothing, really. I just, for someone who spent 687 days talking up a policy, yeah, it's a bit of a thought bubble more than anything else, isn't it?
My 10-year-old daughter could have told us where those sites were going.
Yeah.
And she's not very political, so yeah.
I hear you, like your area is not pro this decision.
No, definitely not. The people we talk to out there, it's definitely not pro.
It's pretty interesting
decision.
that such a big announcement actually did it behind the doors here and not out in the Hunter or
didn't have the balls to go to the
Whyalla in my
Hunter. Didn't have the
home
balls to go
state.
to any of the other 6 locations besides the Hunter and announce his so-called policy that is not a policy. We all knew that they were going to go in roughly these areas. In the Hunter, we had 2 options. We had either there or we had Origin Energy at a Raring power station. They're the only 2 options we had. So for them to keep going with what they're going with and saying that this is groundbreaking, they're going to just release more in time, that's just bullshit, to be perfectly
I think
honest.
it's a bit of a delay tactic, really. Well, you heard on the weekend, Ted O'Brien, we're going to go out for 2.5 years of community consultation if we're elected next year at the election. So that's 3 years down the track before pen gets put to paper on actually actioning the delivery of new energy. I'm sorry, but this is, we're just having a repeat of the last decade. We've done more to firm up energy supply in the country over the last 2 years. So I'm pretty proud of what we're doing in the energy space right now. I hope you guys are too.
Very
we're
proud as
always
well. It's,
proud.
and we try not to get too political. We've gone down a different avenue at the
sorry.
end of this one, but that's okay. Political.
My apologies, team.
And so some would refer to you every now and then as a bit of a la-la, where you get a little bit emotional, you tear up occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
And
hard
what I say to them is he wears his heart in his sleeve.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
nice. And that's good to see and good to be part of. And can you talk us through that part of you a little bit there and just tell us what got you to just be sometimes so emotional?
What's the caramello koala that is Matt Burnell?
I don't know. I think having a child definitely breaks that steely exterior. It definitely did it for me. I don't know. I think there's just certain things that I really, really care about, and sometimes it's a bit hard to keep the emotions in check. I don't think it's a bad thing though. I think it's healthy to.
It's a great thing.
To wear your emotions on the outside and create conversations because. What we do know is 79 suicides per day are men. And a lot of that's because we're not prepared to have a conversation. So
exactly
I think we
right.
have to be a bit more vulnerable and be prepared to talk about how we feel with our friends and deal with how things are going on the inside and showing people that you can be emotional and that's okay. I think is
And that
not
we're
a bad
human.
thing. So exactly
Showing
right.
people that we are human
true.
and making sure that people understand that. We're not robots. We're people in this building, the same as what they are in
Well, that's
whatever
right.
jobs they do. So,
That's right.
But we are people. If anyone is having any issues and they need some help, make sure they go out and talk to the right people. get in touch with the right people and really just make sure that you're doing the right
100%.
thing for yourself and for your family as well.
That's right.
Yeah, well said, Dan.
Can I just say, Dan, those socks I can see in my peripheral vision while I'm looking at Matt.
They're amazing.
They are
aren't
quite spectacular.
Thank
look
you.
At, look at this.
He's the man of
high fashion.
Glam in
Glam.
yeah.
See, this wasn't meant to come back onto me either. This was all about your shirt.
And
today.
look, and straight back in.
Now we
You
turn it back
choose
in.
those.
And
The salmon shirt. I don't know if you can call those salmon socks. but-
Flaccid salmon, may I say? Flaccid salmon. And because we don't get to accessorise with much in this building as men.
no, you're right.
The females and the lovely ladies in this building, they can glam right up and look great and just really look sharp. Us, we're in a suit.
Yeah.
The only thing that we can accessorise with is our socks, our undies, which no one sees, or
Thank
our ties.
God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the only things that we can accessorise with.
You have some
and so
pretty
I
good
make
ties.
sure that I pull out some
Yeah.
flashy ties and try and be a little bit out there with my socks as
You've
well.
got a local tie maker too, don't you?
Yeah, Theo and Ted.
Yeah.
Theo and Ted, they do all my ties. So if you need a tie and you're in the Hunter or anywhere else around Australia, they post Australia-wide. Theo and Ted, look them up, get on their socials. They do a great job. And they did a fantastic one for me for Anzac Day with all poppies down it. It looked beautiful.
Fantastic.
So we might even
look
try and get a few of them sold before next Anzac Day.
Sounds like a
Through
plan.
our
I'm
group,
in
yes.
for one for sure.
Excellent. We'll make sure we charge you more.
That's okay.
Do you want I'll wrap it up.
No, up to you.
Oh, okay.
We haven't done one in a
Yeah,
while.
no,
I've
we
lost
haven't
my
done it,
I've lost my flow.
Anyway, Matt, great to have you on the show today, and thank you for coming in and just opening up a bit about your experience.
No, thank you.
It's been good to see Gordon in his shirt. We know who he is at least, so we'll
don't
understand
forget,
where
mate.
we go.
I want
We
to see that in
definitely
the
won't
chamber
forget.
during a division this week.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
That's not going to happen.
I've just came straight from the gym, but
Yeah.
I'm Gordon. Cheers, guys. Have a good one and enjoy.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.